You shouldn't come say hi. I've encouraged you before. I'm just a normal dude. I eat where you eat. I live where you live. You know exactly who I am. Please come say hello. Happy to talk to you. Everyone who's run into me in public will tell you the same thing. Happy to talk to you. The last time I got talked to, it was two ladies in the airport, and she said, and I quote, "I knew it was you because you were eating Doritos and drinking Mountain Dew." And that's what I was doing. She came up, talk to me. I have a gun. Well, not in the airport, but I have a gun. If that alarms you, stay away, because I ain't taking it off. I have a gun. It is your constitutional right to carry a firearm. You should learn how to use one, and you should carry it on you. And what's more, you can carry it to anything and should carry it to anything. If I ever go to a political protest of any kind, and I've done, March for Life, that pro-life organization, I've done that. Guess what? I have a gun on me. And I always will. Now, there's a lot of messaging that should be coming out about that animal in Minnesota who's dead now. And don't email in whining about me calling him that. He was a communist street animal. That's what he was. He had a broken rib when he got shot.
Now we're learning more details along with my colleague Jeff Winter about what exactly transpired a week before Alex Preddy was shot in Minneapolis and died this past weekend. Now in this earlier incident, he stopped his car after observing ICE agents chasing what he described as a family on foot and began shouting and blowing his whistle. Preddy later told one of these sources that 5 agents tackled him and one leaned on his back, appearing to leave him with a broken rib.
He's a professional communist street animal. Where he went wrong is not carrying a gun or extra magazines. That is not at all where he went wrong. Where he went wrong is becoming a communist street animal and then dedicating his life to doing communist street animal activity like interfering with law enforcement operations, interfering with ICE as they deport rapists and murderers. That's where Preddy went wrong, which makes this messaging out of the White House, which we have heard consistently, and I held off on ranting about it until this from earlier today. This is absurd.
Do you agree with the assessment from some of your own officials that Alex Preddy is a domestic terrorist or an assassin?
Well, I haven't heard that, but certainly he shouldn't have been carrying a gun. But hey, look, bottom line, everybody in this room, we view that as a very unfortunate incident. Okay? Everyone, unless you're a stupid person, very, very unfortunate incident. I don't like that he had a gun. I don't like that he had 2 fully loaded magazines. That's a lot of bad stuff. And despite that, I say that's a very unfortunate.
What do you think of some Republicans?
What's wrong with a gun and extra magazines? That's like me putting my wallet in my pocket. I not only have a gun, I have extra magazines on me. Why? Because I might have to kill more than 15 people. That's why. Because I have never once in all of my life, in the time in the Marine Corps, and my time hunting with my father, and my time daily carrying, I have never at any point in my life ever once ever said to myself, daggone it, I've got too much ammunition. The words have never come out of my mouth. And I understand that guns are not Trump's thing. I got that. I really do get it. I don't need him to be my gun champion. I don't expect him to be my gun champion. I told you before, he's step 1. He's the first of many to come. Love him for what I can get out of him. When I'm angry with him, I say it. When I have a problem with something he says, I lay it out just like I'm laying it out right now. To the Trump administration. Second Amendment people are a critical bedrock of your support. There are about 10 million things you can criticize about that communist street animal. His actions that day, his actions before, all kinds of things you can criticize. That he was carrying a gun with extra magazines, that's not one of them. That's how people live. And that's how, look, we'd be a much better country if more people did that. A much better country. A much more polite country. Now, If you want to criticize his actions while having a gun, do it, as I've told you. When I have my weapon, which is always, I have always and will always attempt to avoid any confrontation at all. Because I have a gun. When I have an encounter with a police officer, and that encounter is generally me being pulled over for speeding, I tell him, I have respect for what he does. I don't want to put myself in any danger. I don't want him to think he's in any danger. I let him know. I have a weapon. It's on my hip. I let him know right away. And I would never tussle with a police officer anyway. I definitely wouldn't if I was carrying a gun. Again, 10 million things you can criticize that guy about. Having a gun with extra mags is not one of them. Bad messaging from the Trump administration, including Trump himself. Got to clean that up. All right.
Mr. President, you just scored your first F with me. Gotta do better, buddy.